Good morning, friends. Today we will study where does the photosynthesis take place. So first, before studying the photosynthesis, you must study this diagram. You must know how to draw the diagram and what is there in the diagram. So this is the diagrammatic representation of electron micrograph of a section of a chloroplast. કે ક્લોરોપ્લાસ્ટનું આ સેક્શન છે બરાબર એની અંદર તમે આઉટર અને ઇનર મેમ્બ્રેન જોશો આઉટર મેમ્બ્રેન જે છે that is called the outer membrane and inner that is the inner membrane. Inside that you will see stromal lamella કે stromal lamella છે right. Then you will see the grana આ રીતે જોવા મળશે right. Stromal lamella is connected with one another right. Now the stroma is there, so this is the space right, that is called the stroma. Somewhat ribosomes also you will find, starch granule also you will find, lipid droplets also you will find right. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8 names you have to remember in this figure. Now it's very easy. Let us see. You would of course answer in the green leaf or you may add in the chloroplast based on what you earlier read in chapter number 8. If I will ask where does the photosynthesis will take place, તો તમે તરત એનો આન્સર આપશો કે ભાઈ photosynthesis will take place in a green plant or green plant leaf right. Whatever you know, or you will say that's in a chloroplast as your knowledge in through chapter number 8. You are definitely right. Photosynthesis does take place in the green leaves of a plant, but it does so also in other green plant of a plant. Can you name some other parts where you think photosynthesis may occur? The photosynthesis leaf માં તો થાય છે, but in small plants it will take place in stem, even stem also right, કે જ્યાં લીલા કલરની stem હશે ત્યાં. You will recollect from previous unit that the mesophyll cells in the leaves have large number of the chloroplast. કે chloroplast જે છે તે લીફની અંદર પણ લીફમાં પણ mesophyll cells ની અંદર તમને chloroplast વધારે પડતા જોવા મળશે. Usually the chloroplast align themselves along the wall of the mesophyll cells such that they get optimum quantity of incident light. અને આ જે ક્લોરોપ્લાસ્ટ જે છે તે મિઝોફિલ સેલ્સ લીફની અંદર મિઝોફિલ સેલ્સની આજુબાજુ એવા ગોઠવાઈ જશે કે બહારથી સનલાઇટ જે છે સૌથી વધારે ને વધારે એ લોકોને મળી રહેશે. When do you think the chloroplast will be aligned with their flat surface parallel to the wall? When would they be perpendicular to the incident light? તો ભાઈ એ during the day time right. Now you have studied the structure of the chloroplast in chapter number 8. Within the chloroplast there is a membranous system containing the grana, the stroma lamella and the fluid stroma. બરાબર, stroma lamella and fluid stroma. Stroma is the fluid right, you have seen here this is the fluid, whatever the green color liquid is there, that is called as stroma. Okay, so there is a clear division of a labor within the chloroplast. Here in chloroplast you will see there is a clear division of a labor. What kind of division of labor will be that? Two activities will be carried out. One is light reaction, another is dark reaction. So who will carry out light reaction and who will carry out dark reaction? So let us see. So first they say that the membrane system is responsible for trapping the light energy and also for the synthesis of ATP and NADPH right. So membrane system is there. So outer membrane and inner membrane. So both these two membranes are there. They are responsible for light reaction. They will capture the light, sunlight, right? So during daytime, this activity is going to be carried out. That is why, and by utilization of light. So this is called the light reaction, right? કે લાઇટની જરૂર પડે છે એટલે આઉટર મેમ્બ્રેન ઇનર મેમ્બ્રેન આ કામ કરશે અને એ એટીપી ને NADPH સિન્થેસાઇઝ કરશે. In stroma ની અંદર જ્યારે તમે ચેક કરશો તો there will be the enzymatic reaction incorporate carbon dioxide into the plant leading to the synthesis of a sugar. And stroma ની અંદર શું થશે તો in stroma there will be the carbon dioxide is going to be incorporated and there will be the formation of a sugar which turns into the starch, and this will take place in without light. This reaction will carried out without light, that's why it is called the dark reaction. Only two processes you have to remember. The former side of the reaction, since the directly light is driven, that's why it's called light reaction, and the later one is called in that light is not driven but depend on the product of the light reaction, that is ADP and NADP. કે સીધી લાઇટ યુઝ કરતા નથી, પણ લાઇટની પ્રોડક્ટ જે એટીપી અને એનએડીપી બની એના ઉપર ડિપેન્ડ કરે છે, એટલા માટે એને ડાર્ક રિએક્શન કહેવામાં આવશે. હેન્સ ટુ ડિસ્ટિંગ્વિશ ધ લેટર they called by conventional the dark reaction. However, this should not be constructed to mean that they occur in darkness or they are not light dependent. Barabar. So only these two things you have to remember. It's very easy. Structure of chloroplast you have to remember. Outer inner membrane, stroma, lamella, grana. This all you have to label it, write it, and write down that where does the reaction take place. The reaction take place in the green chloroplast, right, in the mesophyll of a leaf. And chloroplast, there is a division of labor. So outer membrane, inner membrane, they are light dependent reactions. Here the light dependent reaction will take place, right, and they will produce ATP and NADP, right, whereas in stroma they are considered as a non-light dependent reaction as they utilize the product of a light dependent reaction, that is NADP and ADPH. That's why it is called as non-dependent light reaction, and they will incorporate the carbon dioxide inside them and synthesize the sugar, and which will be converted into the starch. This much only you have to write. Now you will see how many pigments are there and involved in the process of photosynthesis. So in photosynthesis it's very easy. Looking at the plant, have you ever wondered why and how there are so many shades of green in their leaves, even in the same plants? We can look for answer of this question by trying to separate the leaf pigment of any green plants through the paper chromatography. કે paper chromatography એટલે કે લીફને કચરી બરાબરનો જ્યુસ કાઢી અને એ જ્યુસ પછી પેપરમાં ક્રોમેટોગ્રાફી દ્વારા કરવામાં આવે અને ઇથેનોલમાં મૂકે તો તમને ડિફરન્ટ કલર્સ જોવા મળશે, right? A chromatographic separation of a leaf pigment shows that the color that we see in the leaves is not due to the single pigment but due to the four pigment. અને ક્રોમેટોગ્રાફી દ્વારા આપણને જે જુદા જુદા કલર જોવા મળે છે તો એ સિંગલ પિગમેન્ટને લીધે નથી હોતા, એ ચાર પિગમેન્ટને લીધે હોય છે. કયા કયા? તો ક્લોરોફિલ A, ક્લોરોફિલ B, xanthophyll and carotenoids, right? So chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B are there. They are responsible for the green color. Xanthophyll is there, that is responsible for the yellow color, and carotenoids is there, that is responsible for yellow to orange yellow, right? Now pigments are the substances that have ability to absorb the light at specific wavelength. These pigments have ability to absorb the light at specific wavelength. Can you guess which is the most abundant plant pigment in the world? Let us study the graph showing the ability chlorophyll A pigment absorbs light of different wavelength. So chlorophyll A is that will absorb the light of a different wavelength, right? Of course you are familiar with the wavelength of the visible spectrum as well, that is Vibgyor. કે જ્યારે કોઈ પણ લાઇટને પાસ કરી સૂર્યપ્રકાશને પ્રિઝમમાંથી તો આપણને જુદા જુદા ડિફરન્ટ 7 કલરની વિબગ્યોર કલરની વાયોલેટ, ઇન્ડિગો, બ્લુ, ગ્રીન, યલો, ઓરેન્જ, રેડ લાઇટ જોવા મળે છે. તો એમાંથી પર્ટિક્યુલર જે લાઇટ હશે એ લાઇટ ગ્રીન પ્લાન્ટ ઇન્ટેન્સ વાળી છે એને જ એબ્ઝોર્બ કરી લેશે. So figure for 13.3a, can you determine the wavelength color light of at which the chlorophyll A shows maximum absorption? Does it show another absorption peak at any other wavelength too? If yes, which one? Now look at the figure 13.3.b, right? So here they have shown the graph. So 13.3.a graph showing the absorption of spectrum of chlorophyll A and B at carotenoids. Here you can see A and B, right? So A is green in color and B is in yellow color. Then 13.b graph showing action spectrum of photosynthesis. 13.b, this is the spectrum. And 13.c graph showing action spectrum of photosynthesis, superimpose and absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A. So absorption blue color, that is chlorophyll A is absorbed. So here now what they say is, can you see that the wavelength at which there is a maximum absorption chlorophyll A, that is in a blue and a red region, also shows higher rate of photosynthesis. Here we can conclude that chlorophyll A is chief pigment associated with the photosynthesis. એટલા માટે આપણે કહી શકીએ કે chlorophyll A જે છે એ main pigment છે for the synthesis of a photosynthesis. But looking at the figure 13.c, can you say that there is a complete 1-2 overlap between the absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A and the action spectrum of photosynthesis? So this graph together shows that the most of the photosynthesis take place in the blue and red region in the spectrum. Some photosynthesis does not take place at the other wavelength visible spectrum. Let us see how this happens. Through chlorophyll, though chlorophyll is a major pigment responsible for trapping the light, other thylakoid pigments like chlorophyll B, xanthophylls and carotenoids, which are called accessory pigment, and they will absorb the light and transfer the energy to the chlorophyll A. Indeed, they not only enable a wider range of the wavelength of incoming light to be utilized for the photosynthesis but also protect chlorophyll A from photooxidation. So this is all about the pigment. Here only you have to remember the pigments, the name of the pigment and which pigment is responsible. So chlorophyll A is the main pigment which is responsible for the synthesis of a light. So that's all. Another we will see in the next lecture. Till then, have a nice day. Prepare it and study well.